Do you sometimes find yourself overeating? Well, stay tuned because today I'm sharing 3 tips to help you avoid overeating and get those portions under control. Now, my name is Cece Cheney, and and this morning I ran across an article on this very topic. And I thought it was really interesting because it explained that we kind of live in a time where the portions we've become accustomed to are incredibly distorted, right? Compared to what actual servings are. And I have seen this time and time again as I travel to different parts of the world. Portions just are not the same, right? So like when you are, for example, when we're in the US and we order some French fries, right? We get this huge portion, like this overflowing thing. And here in Colombia, they give you exactly 100 grams, which is not a lot, right? So the portions, which is probably a normal portion, right? And what we're eating when we go other places, we might be eating 3, 4, 5 times what is an actual portion. Now, I know that this is that time of year where a lot of people are like, I'm not going to be so serious about these things. I'm going to just live and enjoy my life. But there are serious health consequences to overeating, especially when it comes to certain foods. Look, if you tell me I'm going to kill it, I'm going to go crazy when it comes to eating lettuce or green beans or asparagus or something like that, I'm probably going to say, have at it. But when we start talking about these sort of really rich foods and some of these holiday foods and some of these things that we know just aren't good for us, there are serious health consequences. So this article I was reading this morning was talking about a range of issues, beginning with things like just weight gain for some people to chronic health issues like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, heart disease, diabetes. These are all lifestyle-based diseases that we have a lot more control over than we often give ourselves credit for. And if you're somebody who wants to avoid some of these things, you can start implementing lifestyle habits that allow you to do that, right? And so today I want to share with you 3 practical tips that you can start to implement now so that you aren't in the practice of overeating. And that, I'm not going to tell you to like weigh and measure out everything because I'm not talking about that kind of restriction, but I do think that we can make habits. We can pay more attention, right? So let's dig in. Number 1, read food labels, right? So when you pick up some food, the first thing you want to do is you want to turn it around and take a look at the food label, because as labels are now, the way that they're written, it tells you how many servings are in that container. For example, we've got popcorn here on the table in the Cheney household, right? On the back, this big bag here is 5 servings, right? Now look, if I sat here and I ate 5 servings of that popcorn, that means I've got 5 times everything, 5 times the calories on there, 5 times the fat, 5 times the sodium, 5 times the whatever's on that label. Right? And so when we sort of mindlessly eat and we don't pay attention to the sizes, we're actually unknowingly eating a lot more than we realize. So that's the first tip. Turn that label around and see how much you're actually eating, how much you should actually be eating, so that you have a realistic idea of what a portion size actually should be of that food, right? Now, tip number 2 is one I really like, and this is using smaller plates to control portions and trick your eyes. And so there's a couple of things about this one that I thought were cool. So first, the article was saying you can buy smaller plates, or you can also use like a salad plate instead of a dinner plate, so that you have smaller portions, right? And this is like built-in portion control, because the less room there is on that plate, the less you can pile on, right? So the other thing that I thought was a really cool idea with plate size and portions, if you've got like a main dish, right, whatever that thing is that you're cooking up for dinner, right? We're having chili tonight. Jason's got a pot of chili going now. You put that on the small plate, in our case, the small bowl, and then you use your big plate for your salad, or you use your big plate for your veggies, so that you're loading up on the most nutrient dense parts of your meal. Okay, so that's tip number 2. And tip number 3, this is something I used to do way back in the day. I haven't done it in a really long time. I don't have much need for it here in Colombia, but in the US, hello, portion sizes are huge when you go to a restaurant. Like, have you ever gone to a restaurant and saw the plate and was like, holy cow, how can I possibly eat that? Have you ever ate it anyways? All right, guilty. When I was in college, there was this dish. I used to go to a Cheddar's. I went to Baylor, and there was a Cheddar's there that used to sell this heaping plate of waffle fry nachos. And so it was like waffle fries with cheese and green onions and meat, and like it was way too much food, and I would eat it and dessert, and I cannot imagine how many calories I've eaten. Like that is a scary proposition how bad that used to be. And that was my go-to. And the first time I saw it, I said, there's no way a human could eat all of that by themselves. And guess what I did? I ate it, right? So this tip, more info than you ever needed to know about me right there. You're welcome. So this tip is ask for a to-go container before you begin eating, right? Let me know if you've ever tried any of these things before. Now, what they said is that there's actually studies that have been published that show that when people are offered the opportunity to take away leftovers, they actually ate substantially less in response to being the food that they were being served. So if they had a big plate of something and they had the opportunity to take some away, they didn't feel the need to keep going back, right? So they said, don't wait until the end of the meal to ask for the to-go container. Ask your server to package half your. That's the easiest way to do it. Or as soon as it gets to the table, cut that thing in half, put some away, and avoid that temptation. So like, have you ever been in a situation where you're at a restaurant, you're eating with your friends and family, and you're like, okay, I'm done, right? You kind of push your plate forward, and you're laughing and you're joking. The next thing you do is you find yourself picking. You're not hungry, but you're having an experience and you're picking. This kind of helps you get around that circumstance. I hope that makes sense. I've totally been there. Those are 3 practices for avoiding overeating, right? Read those labels to see actual serving sizes and try and stick to those sizes, right? Use smaller plates, save those bigger plates for those veggies, and ask for that to-go container and put half of your meal away before you start eating, right? Great tips. Now, having absolutely nothing to do with portion control, I know that you're watching this video because you're someone who values your health. That is something that's really important for you. And I've got something special for you. So I have actually put together a little holiday guide with some of our best-selling products that are helping people around the globe really reclaim their health. And if you'd like a sneak peek inside, just shoot me a message and I will be more than happy to send that your way so that you can continue to strive towards your health and wellness goals. So that's what I have for you today. Looking forward to chatting with you soon. Until then, ciao.